order. 1910, roll call. Co-Chairman Hoag, present. Co-Chairman McClintock.
Present.
Captain Smith is not quite here. NICEAG representative, examiner Peterson,
Present.
and one vacancy. Gentlemen, you read last month's meeting, or last meeting's minutes. Can I get a motion approved? Read.
Make a motion.
Motion Steve.
I'll second.
Second Don. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Public comment? None. No correspondence. New business. We've got an application with a request. For exemption for the tests. And Robert, is it Latham? Is that how you?
Latham.
Latham, okay. Mr. Latham, who has a current state of New Jersey license. Which is valid for 2024, and has been active for a number of years, quite a number of years. His background comes back clean. He has no complaints on his license in the state of New Jersey.
Taking codes update.
We're required to have 34 hours every code cycle.
Everyone's cycle.
Every code cycle, so it's a 3-year code cycle, we have to have 34 hours in that period.
Just be aware, I'm sure you probably are aware, New York is on 2017 code, not
Okay.
2020.
Well, New Jersey just passed the 2021 code, so the 2023 is coming out next.
Yeah, 2020
Yeah,
code.
so-
Yeah, they just adapted it.
Right, they just adopted it last month, so they're a little bit behind too.
Yeah, there's a lot of jurisdictions that are on a 3-year or 6-year, and some of them, as soon as they take effect the first of the year, they're adopted in some states. All right. Gentlemen, have any questions?
No, other than, he looks like he's worse than me. So you're about a year older than I am. And I haven't quit yet.
I didn't come up here necessarily to work, but I need something to do. I'm volunteering down at Habitat, doing their houses down there.
Down on 205.
Yeah. I just moved up here in April. I don't know if anybody knows Len Marsh.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody seems to know Len Marsh.
Yeah,
So
well, you bought his house?
I bought his house.
Oh, okay. I
And
worked
so-
in there.
I had to replace him at the Habitat.
Huh?
I had to replace him at the Habitat.
Oh, I see. Oh, that was part of the deal.
Well, I don't know if it's part of the deal, but that's how it ended up.
All right. Gentlemen, what's your pleasure with this application? He has everything that we've, all his documentation.
I mean, his credentials look fine. You've been doing it most of your life?
Well, I've been in business since '88. I think I got my license '87. But I went to vocational school for electricity, and then I worked as industrial maintenance kind of stuff, electrician. And I worked in for the Army in one of their facilities as a tin knocker and then as an electrician, so mostly from time I was 25 on, I've been an electrician.
What kind of test does New Jersey give?
Originally, they did they had the state did their own testing, and it had obscure, like, theory kind of electricity stuff. But then when I took my test, they had a testing service, so it was mostly code. And then there's a section on business also that you have to take. But it's pretty involved. It's a couple hours worth of testing.
Yeah, I know, you were in Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, there were some guys, a number of years ago, I was taking a generator class, they were saying, yeah, you guys are lucky, you don't have to retest. They had talking about taking take the courses.
The courses, yeah.
A certain number of courses every year for and continuing ed.
Hmm.
All right, so I guess we get a motion to approve his application or deny, whichever.
I'll make a motion to approve the application.
Motion by John,
I'll second it.
second by Steve. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, so moved. Other item of new business, fire department has put up Charles Berenger as their alternate. So if, from this point on, if Mr. Smith can't make it, Mr. Berenger should be here, so they should always have a representative here.
Who's that?
Chuck Berenger. He's worked at the code office for a while, he's, been on the department quite a long time. And he's also a city resident, oh, no, he's in the town, one block in the town.
But his employment makes him eligible to serve as the alternate.
Correct.
What's his name again? Let me write this down so I got it in front of me.
Chuck Berenger.
Chuck
Berenger.
Marriage?
Bear,
Bear,
B-A-R, yeah,
Bear,
Berenger Welding.
okay.
Senior.
I've probably seen him.
Testing wise, we're looking probably from what we have come up with as going back to our regular cycle, December and June probably, is what they were saying. Nick was talking about, the other thing is, how does the board feel that, because we're changing the testing this year, we temporarily put a hold on, for one test, the practical exam, because we've got to get that the city will have to buy the materials to do the practical and whatnot, and we're still trying to get the kinks out of that.
Have they come up with an adjusted cost or something, or is that all being worked out?
Well, it's considerably cheaper. It's going to be held by a different venue. The city will basically host it, basically take care of it here. The armory or one of the city buildings will do it local, and then Nick will, as of now, administer the test. He's already writing it for the college, so.
Right. As long as it works something out, so we get it, and it'd be good if we could
But if we
set
can,
up someplace for practical, but you may have to bypass the practical.
well, and that's.
When I did it, there was no practical.
Well, that's it, this year, or at least for this winter, I'd like to put a hold on the practical, just so we can get it up and going and issue a test, because we've got some stuff to work out, and I think we're gonna have some availability problems getting some of the material as well. Do we need a motion to put a hold on the practical for December's test, or that gotta go to council, or?
The practical is not required by the code,
Okay.
so there's no action needed on that. The agreement though, once we have one, that will have to go through committee and to council. So the sooner we can get an agreement that we can move forward, the better. The next finance committee meeting is October 24th. That would give you action at the first meeting in November.
Okay.
But we can at least give an update at the finance meeting that, hey, this is what we're looking at.
Yeah, and I think he should have something together by then.
Okay. Even if I have like a tentative agreement with pricing, we can make any subsequent agreement subject to review by the attorney.
So I would say then, we should probably, well, should we set a meeting for November 10th?
Are there any applications in people's?
No. We have one person that has expressed interest in taking the exam. We did not accept their application because we did not have one scheduled. That's been our practice for years. But he was given some suggestions on providing a more complete application to the board for review. So,
So I say, I guess tentatively we'll set a meeting up for November 10th. If
there's
there
a
is not-
charter review committee meeting. You would have normally been scheduled, it looks like, for the 17th.
17th is the third Thursday, not the second Thursday. We can move to the 17th though.
Either the 17th, or if you want to do 6 o'clock on the 10th.
Now we'll do the 17th work for
I have enough trouble getting.
Here at 7, yeah.
All right, and that way we can see if they've picked a representative to replace Don. They can come that night as well. So 11/17 is the next meeting. We have any other business to come before the board this evening?
The other, were you the fellow that got in contact with us via email?
Yes.
Okay, so we got that out of the way.
Now you got anything else you want?
No.
They didn't have all the information, I couldn't find it, so.
Hearing nothing for no other business, your motion to adjourn?